Chapter 2. Ancient Egypt wasn't black. The lie: ancient Egypt was not a black civilization. Its achievements were separate from African heritage. The truth. This pervasive lie, heavily promoted through Eurocentric historical narratives, art, and media, seeks to dispossess black people of a foundational and highly influential ancient civilization. The truth, supported by extensive archaeological, anthropological, and historical evidence, firmly establishes ancient Egypt as an African civilization, deeply rooted in the Nile Valley, and populated overwhelmingly by people who would be considered black today. From its earliest dynasties, the rulers and inhabitants of ancient Kemet, the original name for Egypt meaning black land, were indigenous Africans. Physical anthropological studies of skeletal remains, depictions in Egyptian art, and the accounts of early Greek and Roman historians consistently describe the Egyptians as having dark skin and features characteristic of African populations. For example, Herodotus, a Greek historian from the 5th century BCE, explicitly described Egyptians as black-skinned and woolly-haired. Modern genetic studies, while complex, also point to an indigenous North African and East African genetic heritage. Furthermore, the cultural and spiritual parallels between ancient Egypt and other African societies are profound. From cosmology and spiritual practices to artistic motifs and social structures, the connections are undeniable. To sever Egypt from its African roots is to deny the immense contributions of black people to early world knowledge, science, philosophy, architecture, and spirituality, and to perpetuate a narrative that attempts to strip black people of a glorious ancestral past. This lie is a deliberate attempt to undermine the intellectual and historical legacy of the entire African continent and its descendants. The affirmation I reclaim my rightful heritage as a descendant of the brilliant and ancient civilizations of Africa, including glorious Kemet. My lineage is steeped in wisdom, innovation, and divine power, and I carry the legacy of my ancestors' greatness within me.